Hi there again, Droogies. So, another couple weeks, box of stuff, comics, like half used and half new this time. Uh, let's get going. At the end is like trade paperbacks and hardcovers and stuff. Maybe there's like a Conan O'Brien show where you gotta get the wacky stuff at first, and then maybe stuff not everybody's into in the middle with the interviews or something, talking about new releases. But I try to get good ones. And I'll try to be like concise and like fast. I know my opinion is subjective, but I'll try to be informative rather than too opinionated. But always have opinions. But yeah, and then like a big blasting musical number last to unbox this thing. It finally came in. All right, let's go. Oh yeah, first, you know what? Speaking of different, here's like I'm going through this Grendel comic. Should I just talk about stuff I read recently? Um, Anyhow, look at this. Look at these ads. Check this out. City of Fire, the full-size frameable images from two masters of illustration, Mobius and Jeff Darrow. How much was this back then? As a price, $29.95 US or $37.45 Canada. Isn't this like thousands of dollars now? Man, if I only knew back then in like 1993 or something, I would kill to have this. Is like Grail, man. But anyways, okay, let's go on with the whole. Yeah, maybe I'll just like try to stick to the format that I've been using and whatever for growth or whatever. I won't even worry about too much. First off, I went to 204 Comics, and in the used magazines bin, there's a lot of them are like $2. They had all these early 1980s, is it like 1981 copies of Asterix like trade paperbacks. And yeah, loved these as a kid. Asterix the Gladiator, Goscinny and Uderzo. Oh, they had this too. My bad. Tomb Raider. This was in the 50-cent bin, I think. And you know what? Gosh darn me, I actually enjoyed reading this. This is like Top Cow, early 2000s, I think. Is it Mike Lopez? He did that L'Engendry Gen 13 variant that I've always coveted. But yeah, a little bit of gratuity, but actually this was like okay to read as well. So actually kind of a keeper probably in the choose cakeys section. These ones, Asterix, like growing up as a kid, these were always like, you got to do your book log. Asterix and Corsica, Asterix and the Chieftain's Shield, but it's like, no, these don't count. You can't put Tintin and Asterix in your book log, but I would just keep doing that anyway and getting in trouble. 12 tasks of Asterix. No, you can't. You have to stop. Oh, you won a certificate for high grades, and you used it all on Where's Waldo books. You keep putting Asterix and the Normans in the book log. So I was reading these again, and the gags, I mean, like when I was like 5, 6, 7 years old, I loved these. I'm not sure if they really hold up to me as an adult. A lot of stuff I can't really read, like kiddie stuff a lot, but I would love to like find these a good home to like friends or family rather than like let them go. $2 each, man. There were 10 of them, so $20 for these. Asterix in Britain. These are classic. Like the cartooning is like so fire in these too. Asterix in Switzerland. Asterix and the Goths. A lot of you guys are Goths. Asterix in Spain. Asterix and the Roman Agent. Oh yeah, and I got this because I was getting the Stray Dogs fever, man. Past couple hauls I've like had to get some. And this is the second volume. This is like the anthology series Stray Dogs Dog Days, where rather than the like kind of, what would it be, chronological timeline of the first series. These are just only 2 issues, but I had heard through Jason that he said that a lot of people didn't like this one as much as the first, but I kind of prefer this one, I think, because it's kind of like tight as hell, because you're getting just these little, maybe each issue has like the story of like 3 different dogs, and it's like not necessarily in the timeline, so you're kind of like more engaged. And they're each tight as hell, man, and they'll really put a frog in your throat, get you choked up through fear and like sadness and like the the touching moments as well. Really, like, man, this is like heartbreaking, awesome, suspenseful, horrible, like horrifying stuff, man. These are, and like beautiful too. The best, some of the best things that I look for in like anything, but especially I think horror kind of can go hand in hand well with it kind of hits you harder when it has like a kind of a beautiful touching aspect as well. Like it, I, I don't know. I don't want to filibuster. I'm gonna keep going, but this I fucking love this, man. I really love this one. I do prefer this to the first, and like I don't think you need to. The second series, Dog Days, I guess you don't have to like read it in any order as well. Oh man, it's great. All these like homage pieces are make up the back matter as well. I guess there's like a bajillion different what do we see here? I've showed this issue before. Holy crap, it's crazy, man. It's amazing. Yeah, these covers. Not usually my style, man. I don't usually like, a lot of people I know, friends and family, are into like kind of that kind of like Disney-ish style of stuff, and like it was basket case homage. That rules. Yeah, but usually I don't, you know what, I want to look at these a little more. Gremlins, I love Gremlins. The Ring, Ringu, Sadako. Okay, but yeah, this is pretty amazing. I love these issues, especially of Dog Days, if you see them around. Okay, moving on, next show. Okay, from this place, I'm gonna move up from like least expensive to most expensive, all right? So free stuff here. I had revisited, or I'd like, when filing stuff away from recent like months gets, I checked out this free comic. I like checked out a lot of stuff, but this free comic book day, Flash Gordon, from Mad Cave, Jeremy Adams, Will Conrad, Lee Loveridge, Taylor Esposito. I wasn't expecting much, but holy crap, this was awesome. So when I saw these extra copies there today, I grabbed them. And yeah, just to give you a quick look, the art is fucking amazing. And it's really fun read, man. So it kind of starts out in almost like fantasy dungeon setting here, where he's almost like resolved himself. He's just kind of coming to, and he's like, what the hell's going on, man? My life is so messed up. But yeah, it eventually becomes, from his time there, he kind of becomes enlightened to some things going on in the world without him, and what's happening, what the hell happened, and like, and he kind of resolves to escape too, and it's awesome. All the writing is tight. The art is like fucking sick, actually. Show just a little bit of that. These guys. Synthoid not responding. Prisoners have escaped. Extreme violence authorized. Yeah. Taut. Taut, tight writing. Appreciate it. Yeah, and this art is like pretty sick, man. We'll try to see who the artist is again. But just thought it might be like worth quickly showing here to anybody. Like I like genre stuff when it's like done well. It's kind of my favorite stuff, right? Yeah, this freaking monster too. Who is it? Jeremy Adams, Will Conrad, Lee Loveridge. Yeah, I might try to find more of these. Not sure if I would like spend full price on them, but definitely if I can get them for a bargain, I would. I like enjoyed this quite a bit. Okay, these were like $1 each. I saw an issue of Bone there, and it's from Cartoon Books. He said though it's like kind of beat, so sold to me for $1. I don't think it's like worth much, but it's cool to get an original like pre-image Bone or whatever, I guess. I've never really like read this stuff though. An issue of Stray Bullets that I was missing. Here's Stray Bullets number 5. It's such a like smorgasbord. I can't tell like what the rhyme or reason is like when there's new boxes of processed like used stuff. I'm like, what the hell? None of this stuff like matches. It's just like a total hodgepodge. But love Stray Bullets. Okay, this next little pile is $2 each. BPRD one shot to the Ectoplasmic Man. Mignola and Arcudi. Sure. Nice cover of Darkstalkers on this one, Morgan. You want to see inside a little bit, right? Been getting these a little bit lately too. Yeah, pretty solid for that style for sure. Okay, these Bruce Jones Incredible Hulks, I've found a lot of them through dollar bins and stuff in recent years, and I like wanted to read them all. I don't know if I'm necessarily going to keep them, but I kind of want to put them together and read them at least. So $2 is like, I do want them enough to pay that. Number 37, number 38, number 39, number 40. I think this might be around the time of like the Corbin Hulk as well, it seems, with because it has the Doc, what's his name, Doc Samson. 43, could be wrong though. 48, yeah, I love Bruce Jones. Number 50 with Theodore Jr. I guess number 49 is like worth something because it's a weird looking cover. I forget. Number 51, so that wasn't in there. But, you know, par for the course. I think he said the guy who traded it in, it was like a friend of a friend. He was doing it on his behalf and he like picked through it first. And I was like, I don't hold it against him. Number 64. Yeah, taking a big chunk out of the want list on these. 65. I think Dan Nelson showed some of this recently. Sunglasses After Dark. I forget what this is. Is it from Verotic? Or something like that? Yeah. Stan Shaw on the art, Nancy Collins on the story. We'll see about that. Terminator 2 Judgment Day. I wasn't like digging it too much when I had issue number 1, but if I could like maybe put a set together, I think it would be like cool for somebody who is into it. Terminator 2 Judgment Day number 3. So missing number 2. And Weird War Tales number 53. I might have been missing this issue. You always get classic stuff with Weird War Tales, man. Let's just randomly flip through a little bit. You need the tropes. So. There you go. You could always, these are always like things that you could probably put on shirt, like each little corner intro death in like a weird warrior garb. Different every time. Okay, here's like the hit though for $1. Actually, with the board and bag, it was $2. Check this out. Check it out, man. Harold Head with the $1 cover price. So this is either a first or second print for $1. Well, with the bag and board. Here, he said he wanted $1 for this bag and board, and I was like, okay, give me another bag and board too, because I guess this isn't what's it called? Masterpieces, you know, the big edition, like Life magazine size or something. This is something different. So apparently this bag and board is actually art portfolio size or something like that. For those wondering, because for a long time I could never find a bag and board for this. This is a second copy, but when he told me he was only charging me $1, I was like, I wasn't going to tell him that this is a second copy. I just want to let him think that he's doing me like a crazy solid, not that I'm being a greedy. But I dug around to see this, you know. I have like fucking radar on, man. These are like skills you acquire over the years, you know. I'm sure all of us get to that stuff. You can kind of like, it's like dowsing. You can kind of just get drawn to like where the weird stuff is after a while. You know, sometimes people be like, how do you find this stuff? You know, like I'm always good at like finding like the best cassette or CD or something at a shop that just seems like other people look at it and be like, there's nothing worth looking for here. The reason why is because I'm thorough. I'll like feel compelled to like look through every last thing. Yeah, this is great find for this. Rand Holmes, legend. Okay, now $3 each, which is like, you know, I never want to pay $3 for back issues, but when it's special, right? Let me fix the light a little. There we go. Appleseed, the first half of the complete set. I think he said he got a complete set there. Don't rush though. The second half is still on hold for me. It's in my slot. I just told him though, like, let me get, because there's a big thing that came in. I'm like, I gotta like hold some stuff still. Appleseed Volume 1, Book 1. Well, we'll just keep going. Number 2. Number 3. Love that Shirao, man. For a long time, it seemed like you'd find these in like dollar bins, but those days are done. Now I always see these for like $4 or more, it seems. He said that these were a little bit like rough around the edges at times though, and that there was no bag and boards, so 3, which is pretty fair. But you know how it is. A lot of us diggers, I know we're probably in the same kind of like philosophy or feeling, that is like once it gets to like above $3 or $2 each, you're like when you're putting piles together. Number 4, number 5, but yeah, bite the bullet, not bad to do. Book 2, number 1. This is Art Adams covers now, I think a little bit early-ish. Number 2, number 3. Yeah, looking a little bit like reminiscent of like Long Shot or something there. Number 4. Spoilers, we're gonna see some more Shirao later. Number 5. Okay, some more Hulk. Yeah, I guess some of these are like worth a little bit more. I was probably lucky finding them in a dollar bin at one time, but I think depending, you could probably find these in buck bins. But pretty enjoyable for me. It's something that I like want to read, but I'm not sure if I will want to keep them. Like I said, I'll just put a run together though if I can. Number 34. Back in the day, I would use other extra legal means to read stuff like this. Number 34. I guess there's like, yeah, there's an homage cover, right? So it's worth more, I guess. Number 41. Kind of a weird cover on that too. Number 42, 44, 54. Damn, that shit's cool. 61, 62. Like when I was reading these, I like couldn't put them down. It's kind of like reminds me of like The Fugitive, where he's just like a drifter, kind of trying to stay out of trouble while people are pursuing him, but also trying to solve problems of whatever town he's passing through. Last haul I was talking about like Dead Man. Maybe that's like one way they could write him. Paul Jenkins was kind of writing him like that in DC Universe. Anyways, digressing here. 63, 67. Okay, just a random back issue that I'm not familiar with. Rick Remender and Luis LaRosa. Luis LaRosa is the guy who's currently doing that Olympus Saga Megalith. I'm kind of enjoying it, and I guess it's like kind of a comedic crime superhero story by Remender and LaRosa. Thought I'd check it out, and it is like, the tagline is like, the most disgusting or the worst person on the planet is one who has to save it, and this guy is gross, man. This guy is gross and like crazy obnoxious. So gross. I can't show that. Can't show that, man. This is the kind of thing I see in the streets though nowadays. Not joking. Like just about every day. Okay, this is pretty sick. Yeah, this art. It's pretty groovy. Yeah, so kind of enjoyed this. I wouldn't mind like reading the rest of these. It's called Scumbag, by the way. But yeah, pretty gross, but actually pretty funny too. Like I said, I would like to find out what happens next. For $3, Satanica versus Morella's Demon. I don't see Verotic too often, so, and it's Danzig and Bisley. I guess it's like 2000, so it's not really old. What does this say? 2022. Jeez, this is like pretty recent. Yeah, I think a lot of Verotic is like, generally you're gonna be paying like $5 to $10 or something for them a lot, or even more. But yeah, I don't really like, it seems like a lot of erotic stuff I don't really enjoy reading a lot, so I don't really want to like pay that much just to find out. But we'll give it a chance. I mean, you gotta love Danzig, but I like, say Bullet, like what a fucking genius, like poetic genius that is. So unhinged and godly, man. But yeah, I haven't really enjoyed his comics ever too much, but let me know if there are any I should be checking out. I've checked out like a handful randomly, and Biz, but it's not looking like too much like anything to really write home about for Biz's stuff, unless you're like completionist and stuff. Anywho, okay, from the used trade paperback section, from like the the world of the League of Extraordinary Gentlemen, I guess. Alan Moore and Kevin O'Neill. Nemo, Heart of Ice. We'll see about that. I kind of have just like a bunch of League of Extraordinary Gentlemen to check out. Haven't really done so. I kind of like the movie though. I really don't mind it. A lot of people might have just clicked off hearing me say that. Continuing. Okay, on to new releases here. I'll try to be concise anyways. Ape, #1, kind of a variety anthology mag. And I was like reading and I'm like, why did I get this again? But I guess it's just Rich Tommaso actually writing under kind of like fake names, writing and cartooning under fake names. The first one, a Bride of Frankenstein parody. Initially this wasn't really clicking with me. Maybe I was kind of tired though. It's kind of funny, but it is like I'm not sure about the, okay, what's this, like Day the Earth Stood Still kind of parody. I don't know what this is. Pretty cute though, good cartooning throughout. And actually like a lot of the jokes are pretty funny. In particular, okay, I don't know what this is parodying. It must be like a lot of like kind of 50s stuff even, like kind of old. But this one was pretty funny. The difference between a novel and a movie. Time again to kill the pain of this wretched life. Good lord. Yeah, I thought this one was pretty funny. But the one that actually had me laughing out loud was this like parody of Catcher in the Rye with kind of like Archie world stand-in. People are always trying to like, he's just walking around with a bottle of rye, going through the, like, it's totally Catcher in the Rye parody, and it was pretty funny, man. Reggie's the pimp, and I don't know, I don't want to spoil it, but this one turned it around for me. I was initially kind of on the fence, but I enjoyed this one enough. I'm like, maybe I'm going to keep this one. I think maybe that's like the quick review that I'll do, is like, if I'll tell you like I won't keep this, or this is on the maybe pile, I'll like read it again later, or this is like a definite keeper. Not that everything that my opinion matters necessarily. I'll just try to show you objectively, whatever. But because I know a lot of us, like, we get the same kind of stuff, but we might even feel like different about it and stuff, but it's all good. Okay, Batman Gargoyle of Gotham #4, the Bermejo cover. I didn't know like so many people were waiting for this and talking about this. I thought it was like under the radar, but I see a lot of people, like all kinds of channels even, like mentioning this. I still don't have #1 though, and it looks like a lot of stuff happens in each issue. I generally say like you could probably jump in on second issues a lot of the time. Like I kind of enjoy doing that because, like I say, almost like Act 2, say Empire Strikes Back, is that kind of thing. Like it's sometimes it's fun to just jump in while like hit the ground running, whereas like Act 1 will often be like an intro and stuff. You kind of like, you don't need an intro. Or a lot of us grew up, say, where you'd see movies on TV and like you'd be catching like it from the middle or something like that, and be like, man, I'd love to catch this from the beginning at some point. That's something like for us like older generation, like that I would want to pass on to youngsters, is like, don't worry too much about missing the beginning of things. I think like jumping in on the end though is like pretty hard, but a lot of the time you don't really need that Act 1 up to the first commercial break or whatever it would be when they play shit on TV later, for instance, or something like that. All right, I took a chance on this Black Cat #11 because I was like, does she and Punisher get it on? I haven't enjoyed any Black Cat that I've read from this series, but it's kind of okay. It's like whimsical. I got this cover because it's just kind of stacked. Looks kind of better than the J. Scott Campbell. And also, I'm like, one thing I do, I don't know if it's like, if I'm just deluding myself, I'm like, if I'm gonna try a new issue, I want to like try to get a cover that if I don't like it, maybe I can like sell it or trade it and still get like close to the value I paid for it. I know it's like probably delusional to think to get the whole value, but you know, I think of it as almost like renting a movie. You kind of like lose $1 or $2 just to play, just to see what it is. Yeah, this was okay. Punisher was kind of nice in it. This was like a more enjoyable issue, I guess, for me out of all the Black Cat issues I've read. It is like whimsical and lighthearted though, So not exactly the kind of world that I like to see the Punisher playing in, but still, like, I would probably in a bargain bin check out the continuation of this story. Sam Keith, the art is pretty solid too. Nice Sam Keith tribute. It's nice to get this too. It's pretty like short and sweet. They don't go like too crazy with eulogizing, but nice to see that. Yeah, so there's like, if I saw it cheap. Nice stacked. A little more stacked than the J. Scott Campbell cover to me. Okay, this was like, for me, absolute Catwoman #1. Got the Carrie Andrews cover because this was the one that reached out to me the most. What am I thinking though? Like, I keep saying like, yeah, it's hard for me to check stuff out if I don't order it, but I could probably wait on like DC and Marvel stuff. It'll probably be in bins and stuff later, but I kind of like want to know about the latest thing and stuff. This cover is pretty nice. I like how that bit of translucence through the helmet too, and then the body language and everything, and even like the shininess is pretty cool cartooning as well. But yeah, I'll probably want to check out more of these. For me, I'm like, you know what, man, this ain't bad. The art, everything, this is pretty cool here. This kind of like a, what do you call it, DeLuca effect of like action fighting. Props to the artist for that. Grayson. And yeah, but what took me out of it was the vehicle that she had. I was like, okay, this is like, I feel too old to be entertaining this. That's my hateration. Boomer. Oh, that's kind of good. A little bit of gratuity there. But like well, I don't know. Say like with Ghost in the Shell, Tachikoma, there has to be some kind of a gyroscopic. How do you withstand shock and impact and stuff? Yeah, I'm nitpicking. Like I'm like the, when on Itchy and Scratchy they play the xylophone ribs and stuff. I don't want to be that guy, but some things it just takes me out too much. I can't really suspend my disbelief like actively. Like when I have to like really put in effort to suspend it, then I can't do it. So not a keeper for me, that absolute Catwoman, but your mileage may vary. Okay, Concrete. Paul Chadwick's Concrete is back. Oh my god, I just ripped like a fucking comic ripoff. Holy fucking shit. Who cares? Okay, Concrete #1. 30 years later, man. I enjoy it. I will say Chadwick, his art is still like of a higher level than the norm, but not, it's a little less like detailed and like super fine than it used to be, but that's to be expected 30 years later. And you know me, I'm always gonna like be that guy who's gonna like find something to nitpick or complain about, but it's still like pretty beautiful and it's like still back, man. Like I still a higher caliber than most. I like this these little touches that he does, say like drawing a plant and then like identifying it. They're some always like cool creative cartooning too. These little things he does, and sensitivity to nature as well. The Concrete, it seems like it still has like this good vibe of like, it's kind of like meditative and like reverent for life, and just kind of like joie de vivre, but kind of like almost not quite melancholy, but just contemplative, and like I don't know, there's something about Concrete, it's like pretty nice, and it feels, you still get that with this, so I'm totally on board, man. Looking forward to the next issue already. And oh my god, there's a spider on me. Okay, got it off. Yeah, looking forward to it, man. Still tight, still feels the same, just not as like crazy, like a little bit, as it seems like every artist as they get a little older. And again, I don't want this to be like a negative, it's just like a little bit less like detailed than before, but still it almost feels like maybe he was working at like not as large a size as before, but still very lovely. And it's still like very detailed. It's just not like crazy, but at times, yeah. But I mean, like I said, I'm just hating, like just to it doesn't really need to be said, because it's still very, very fine and very nice. But like I said, I'll always like find one little fly to put in your ointment. So this is a Kaito 84 Usagi. There's going to be a trade paperback coming out of this, because I know some cats mentioned it was hard for them to find the single issues. I certainly don't see the single issues anywhere, but go ahead and order that if you're looking for it, I think, right? Nice pinup at the end here. Yeah, there's like a good amount of suspense and stuff, and there's just something so warm about this series. Enjoyable, man. So a keeper. Nice wraparound cover too. Quickly check that out. I think this is a cover. There's a B cover by Paul Chadwick as well, right? Damn it, did I just rip this? This is what I was going to keep. Maybe these homage covers are going to be worth something too, because I actually liked this as a read, this Super Creep Show with the, what do you call it, X-Men Days of Future Past homage cover. This is number 4. I'm not keeping all of these, but, okay, let's see here. Sam Humphries. I'm not familiar with these creators, really. Sean Izakse, the artist on this one. This one's pretty funny, man. And the art is, like, really good at doing that 90s kind of thing. And even though this is kind of like, it's almost only, what, like 10 page or something? It's like, there's only 2 stories in each of these, it seems. But, like, it does such a good job at, like, satirizing and even, like, world building in just these pages that it's, like, way more fun to read than, like, the 90s, those 90s comics that it's kind of, like, playing with. Yeah, this was pretty fun. It's not going to blow your mind or rock your world, but I kind of enjoyed it. Maybe pile, like, slightly better than maybe. Some pretty funny gags, funny jokes at times, too. Not bad. The second story was, like, decent. I didn't like it as much as the first, though. But, yeah, nice cover, too. These homage covers, there's so many people doing homage covers in recent years, but these guys do it pretty good in this series, too. Okay, man. Daredevil number 3. Everybody's wondering. I certainly wonder. I was ready to, like, maybe give up, but I liked this issue, actually. Some people said that, oh, there's some gratuity for some people. Yeah, number 2, I was like kind of like, I felt like a filler, kind of just transitional issue. Again, this with Daredevil, you want this kind of like acrobatic, dynamic figure work too, and like these like vistas and like stuff in the background are pretty well done. This could be like a little awesomer, but it's quite good. I mean, for a monthly comic, it's pretty sick. I like this this villain too. Yeah, I'm kind of with it, man. I think I heard some people saying like a homicide detective wouldn't be hanging out with just like an officer investigating this too. That's like not proper legal procedure and stuff. But yeah, I'm still on board, man. This got me back on board. I was digging this issue more than the last, and I still wanna. This will probably be like a 6-issue story arc, but so far I'd say in these first 3 issues enough has happened to make it like not feel like too decompressed or anything. Like, I kind of dig it. This cover is pretty awesome too. That's just the A cover. Okay, last video I'd got Escape numbers 1, 2, and 4 to 6. So he had this number 7 for me, but I need to read number 3 before I catch up. So looking for that. I'll find that and then get caught up, I think. Did enjoy issues 1 and 2 quite a bit. They're quite good. Okay, Fury of Firestorm number 3. Jeff Lemire and who is it? Delatorre? It's not Roberto Delatorre, the guy from Conan, right? But yeah, this is pretty fun too. Raphael Delatorre. And thankfully, it seemed like issue 2 seemed kind of standard. Again, like these issue 2s a lot of the time are like not quite hitting, but managing to pull it back around with a swerve and make it on number 3. I don't want to spoil it though. I almost spoiled it, but yeah, thank goodness. Super on board still. And this art that's managing to switch between this kind of like wholesome, almost like golden, not golden, but maybe like kind of silver agey or bronze agey to kind of this almost Vertigo, like kind of horror modern stuff. This this art is like pretty awesome. Yeah, looking forward to more of these. Keeper so far. I'll revisit. So same with like this and Daredevil and this other kind of like 6-issue story arc stuff. I'm kind of just like seeing where it goes. So to me, these aren't like rush out there and buy it. Shout out to dude who's recommending Punisher as well. I haven't like got that because I'm gonna see because I know you got to read the Red Band stuff first, and I'm just not ready to like add another like 10 or 20 issues or something, or I guess it's about like 10-ish issues now of like full price stuff. But then again, here I am hypocritically, I'm like getting all these variant covers of Gehenna in Tokyo one shot. This is a wraparound. This is cover B, I think. These things I order, so because it seems like the non-Marvel and non-DC like A-list stuff you kind of got, or maybe even sometimes the B stuff B-lister type characters come in, but yeah, this I like ordered a bunch. Patrick Kinlan, the guy who's writing Tigress Island currently, his previous series is like a follow-up. Super fun, man. This is exactly like perfect at what it is, an action crime comic where lots of stuff happens, just filled with action, tight dialogue, tight writing, cool layouts too throughout. It's kind of like a quick, almost manga-y style. Her being in Tokyo, they have these like captions a lot in Japanese that are not translated for us, the reader, but I guess is this like kanji a lot, or like a less, is it like the less formal Japanese? For all you weebs out there, maybe you can enlighten me if some of you guys are fluent in Nipponese. Yeah, this is fun writing, man. Fun. Throughout. This is a recommend if you're into this kind of thing. Oh shit. Yeah, if you're into this kind of thing, it's totally like it's really good at what it does. So these are keepers. Oh yeah, this one I would definitely have to remark on this. Any of you guys watch Ghost in the Shell TV series Standalone Complex and Second Gig or Arise? You know, you've heard me say that that's like the best of the franchise for me. And like this, I've recognized this because it's burned in my brain. This is totally a swipe of Motoko Kusanagi getting out of the Tachikoma, like that worm's eye view of like just zoomed in on her ass, like that one like couple seconds of fan service. That shit is burned into my brain, man. Because I used to have an animated GIF of that as like a background on a webpage and shit. Like this is absolutely lifted. That's so funny that it's like a swipe from that. If not consciously, then unconsciously, like exactly. Gotta love it. Maybe I'll like link to that for anybody interested. But yeah, nice little Easter egg of that. There's a comic swipes group online that is pretty fun. Maybe I'll share that. Yeah. So this is a recommend. This, man, it's totally tight. I don't want to spoil the ending, but it kind of seems like, without spoilers, that this is like a one-shot, but it's kind of like not exactly ended at the end. There will be like continuations, so a little bit of a bitterness for me on that, but knowing that there's more coming is cool too. Here's this cover is cool. Like I just ordered like all the covers almost. Cover C. Because I was like, yeah, dude, I'll just like sell the ones when I see in person that I don't like. But here I am. I like can't decide now. I kind of like them all. That was cover C by Samaru. This is cover D by Autumn Bellflower. Just like, you know, still living that fantasy of like trying to curate a comic shop. I would love to like stock stuff like this. But then again, it's like, you know, people want the all those variant covers that I even was trying to get, and they're gone when I get there. I pre-ordered the goddamn things, but just mix-ups. Okay, this is cover E by Pass. I think he was the artist in the first Gehenna Naked Aggression series. That was pretty awesome, man. Still missing a couple issues of that, but I want him so much that I might even like order away and pay shipping. That's how much I enjoyed it. If you guys are into that. So this is Takayagazaki or something. What does that say? Zawayuki. This is the clothed version. The nude version is like an unclothed version of this. Which, spoilers, you're not going to see anything bad behind that gun for any of you are real nasty. But she's just got nips pointing. Maybe it's cold there. Yeah, surprisingly, these two covers are like, I like this cover, but the nude version, like, I'm not even like, I don't know. Maybe I like these other ones more, so maybe I'll be selling these ones. Anyways, moving on. You know what? I'll do my community service to you guys. Here's that lewd version. I just covered up the nips. So anybody curious, your brain could do the math. Okay, moving on. G.I. Joe number 23. I'm trying to get those connecting covers, but they're always like not there. But got this Ben Oliver. Really. I'm just getting always these like Baroness covers. So this one a little bit of a horror twist. G.I. Joe continues to be fun. This one a little more, holy fuck, I gotta be fucking careful, man. I'm like almost ripping everything here. Yeah, and Andrea Milana. Did they kind of like switch it up? Milana and Tom Riley. And props to, Joshua Williamson for his original character, Risk. This is issue 23 now. And like, it would be tempting for any writer to try to make his new creation like the center of something, but actually you get like a bit of his origin in this one, and it's pretty cool, man. You kind of like, I get more invested in this guy. Imperfect kind of anti-hero stuff. Okay, but let me tell you something. What the problem I'm kind of getting with this is like, this is the second time I think in this series that you're seeing Joe's team up with Cobra and like enemies and stuff, and I guess I'm getting less invested because even in the whole Dreadnought War, like nobody even died. Like, not that I need to see people die, but okay, Lee Luffridge, was he the guy? Was he like a colorist or what? Yeah, okay. Okay, but anyway, yeah. I mean, like, I kind of always thought these would be more like the vibe of like Transformers the movie, where like the stakes would be higher, where you would see people die once in a while. But I don't know if you've really seen anybody die in this series outside of like grunts. And not that I'm bloodthirsty or anything, or like, I guess it is kind of like an easy like writer trick to like kill off somebody. I don't want to see like my favorite motherfucker die or anything like that. You know, like in Borderlands when they kill off fucking like Maya and shit or whatever. Fuck Borderlands 3, dude. But okay, digressing here. But yeah, I'm kind of like getting less invested, or it's feeling like a little more kiddish with that, where it's like these guys are like at war and they seem like they're trying to kill each other, then they kind of like just like no. So that's my beef with it right now, I guess. But it's still cool. It's just not feeling as, it's feeling like a little more kiddish, but it's still, generally the atmosphere and everything is like pretty awesome and like pretty adultish. Not like R-rated though. It's feeling not even like PA, parental accompaniment 15. It's feeling a little more like PG-13 these days, or maybe 14. You know what I mean? I'm just saying. Not that I like need that stuff. Okay, Absolute Green Arrow number 2. So G.I. Joe is kind of like getting to like maybe a maybe, but it's still pretty good, you know? Is this still like $4 only? Yeah, that's cool. If it was $5, I might start like being like, Rrr. Anyway, that's just where I'm at with it. Okay, Absolute Green Arrow number 2. I got the Carrie Andrews cover. That was the one that reached out to me the most. You heard me on the fence for Absolute Green Arrow number 1, but actually this one kind of got me on board more. Kind of liked it, and it didn't seem too like, I was worried it would be black and white with like rich people are bad or something like that. I like how they touch on the fucking opioid epidemic, and that like that's kind of like part of the evil rich people's doing. Man, we need to talk about this shit. This is going on in every goddamn city in the world, man. This shit isn't just a fucking coincidence. Like, yeah, kill these people that are doing this. It's fucking horrible. So living out this fantasy of Green Arrow starting to kill people that are doing that. Like, what the fuck? Like, it's obviously a huge somebody like behind the economy worldwide. I mean, you could talk about in parts of the world there were wars being fought even for like blue pigment or salt or sugar or something. This fucking opioid thing that's destroying cities all around the world. Somebody's getting fucking rich off of this shit for real. It's like blatant. Anyway, I don't know how your cities are looking, but ours is fucking nasty, man. And yeah, there's kind of like a fucking Munchausen syndrome that the government performs here of like keeping people crippled and dependent and like just debased and humiliated and shit. It's disgusting. Okay, sorry about the rant there, but fuck. I wish Green Arrow was killing these fucking people. For real. I'm gonna see how it's going. Maybe I shouldn't interject those kind of things, but can't help from ranting a little bit because it's fucking sickening. I work downtown, and it's like I don't want to say like, yeah, just let drug addicts die and stuff. I'm just saying like there's something above this. Somebody's getting fucking rich as hell off of this, and you don't need Green Arrow to say it, but we can see Green Arrow. I guess Green Arrow is caring about these things now, at least. And now for something completely different. Gun Honey, #1, the art germ cover. Let me calm down here a little bit because I get pretty upset seeing this stuff every day. Whew, okay. Yeah, okay, moving on. Something completely different. So, like I was saying with Gun Honey and Heatseeker, they're kind of getting too, like, cartoony, and that's kind of how I feel of this now. Or, like, outlandish, and, like, OP, like, the lead characters are too OP. This art germ cover rules. It's still pretty groovy, still pretty enjoyable, but it seems like as time goes on, it's almost like, you know, when some of you guys play like RPGs or something. If like it's like if the DM has their own like character in there, and they're just like super OP and like just fucking face roll the whole game. You know what I mean? That's what it kind of feels like. There's like no, they just do like superhuman stuff now, even though she's not superhuman. She was originally kind of like not like an action hero. She would kind of like just use her brains and like and wits and stuff, but now she's doing like superhuman things, and that's my big gripe with it. The art is awesome. The dialogue and like phrases and stuff are pretty witty, but I'm kind of like not feeling it as much. It's fun, but okay, can't show that shit. But just stifle yourself, Charles R. Dye. Let it feel more dangerous again, or like more grounded. This Virgin cover art germ is like pretty sick. This might be the one for me to keep. Yeah, here I go. Like I'm talking about, I don't want to buy tons of stuff, but I'm just out of tradition. I'm gonna like just get like multiple sets of these. The Virgin Art Adams. See, the problem is I ordered the foil ones. You had to like order them way ahead of time. It seems like that with foil, and there's a mix-up, so they're not there for me anymore. Some other motherfucker went in there and got them. Makes me a little upset, but I guess this is the problem with a lot of places. not to shit on. It's like one man operation there, and there was like fucking bajillion covers for every comic coming out. I don't know. You need to like write a fucking AI like a custom program for yourself to like know. Because I had ordered the foil one of that, and there's a foil Yasmin as well. Those aren't there for me. And this company actually does the foil good because it's spot foil too. A lot of the time I'm like, yeah, I'll get those and I'll like, you know, just turn them around. But it's stupid to like think about making money on these. But a lot of these do like at least maintain their cover value, or if not increasing. Anyway, here's the Copic one. Not that it's all about that, but just to like, you know, if you don't like it, it's nice to know that you can. If you don't want to keep it, you can do something about that and not like lose your shirt. Yeah, the spot foils are usually pretty good for these. I fucking better get them later, man. Okay, moving on. So yeah, in conclusion, for Gun on E doubles down though, the covers rule. The interior art is good. I'm just like, I don't know. Some people might like it, but they're just the lead characters seem like too OP nowadays. Because she did that thing where she like fell like several stories and then just like grab onto a bar and like flip and stuff. You would absolutely like dislocate your arms would be like ripped out of their sockets or something, falling several stories and grabbing onto something, right? Unless you're fucking, I don't know. Can any parkour motherfuckers do that shit? Or anybody who's like not superhuman? Okay. Anyways, moving on. Hank Howard, Piece of Detective, number 2. This is a keeper. Yeah, we're like halfway through the new releases here. I don't want to like go on and on too much. The art's awesome. A little less comedic than the previous series, I'd say. Getting more into like his personal life. And it tugs at your heartstrings, man. That noir loner. It kind of reads in the voice of something similar to Bookman, the Library Detective, or Dragnet, or maybe Frank Drebin from Police Squad, Naked Gun. Not as many gags in this series, though. Not as many jokes outside of like the writing. Like in the first one, let me show you something here, I guess. Spoilers. Some nice art, though, man. David Lapham fucking puts in work, man. He's a busy guy. It must be the point where he can like just do stuff fast now because he's just fucking a motor, man. Just a well-oiled machine, like at it all the time. In the previous series, one of my favorite moments was like the chase scene. You know how like typically they might crash through a fruit cart or something. In the previous series, they crashed through like a comic stand and all the comics got destroyed. And this one here, a hot dog. Like a hot dog goes in the eye. But that's about the only gag in this one, man. So I liked it, but just that's my nitpick. I wish there was more jokes, but it kind of like tugged at your heartstrings a little more too. So maybe a little bit more of a somber story arc in this one. Not bad necessarily, but just that's the only other thing. Sketch cover, Slice of Life number 2. This reminds me, man. I had meant to get Catacombs of Torment because that had a David and Maria Lapham story in it. And, you know, I'm like off of the new EC stuff, but I love when David and Maria Lapham get together, but I fucking forgot it there somewhere. But I did get this Hello Darkness cover B, Jenny Friesen. Because it seems like these ones are like better than the early series, or the earlier issues. John Arcudi here. Ryan Sook, the art is sick. By Sook on this. Losty on the Boyles and Lauren Knight, Robert Hack, Ryan North, and Jada Belviso. Yeah, this, let me show you this Sook one. Yeah, these are kind of just like weird. At least now they're not really like morality tales or anything about like politics or anything. It's more like just kind of flash fiction, which I think is what like when it works good. Yeah, these like demons and stuff are pretty cool too. Yeah, Sook is like kind of bringing it. The problem I was having with the EC, the only EC ones, is like they didn't really have the EC comics like payoff of like anchor panels or like a cool like panel here or there. It seems like this one, you know, like it does have that at least. So yeah, this is pretty wild. Not mind blowing story wise though, but solid enough. I mean, for an anthology. This one's pretty crazy. Almost like a Mad Maxy kind of outlaw gang of like gay leather daddies. That are like, I don't know, they have their own weird like culture and weird way of like talking and shit, and like they're just doing like nasty stuff, sex and violent stuff. And then yeah, I don't know, this kind of like doesn't even make sense, this story, but it's kind of like maybe that's like fine. Because man, how many shout out Comic Crack. Oh, I see so many lists like captions saying crack like in every month or every haul that I could shout out. Man, you must have known that when I picked the name. But yeah, I kind of don't mind that this is just like a weird, this is like an artistic expression, but at least it's not like following like a paint by numbers kind of thing. So that like I said, I'm kind of okay that the series is just getting weirder, or it's just kind of like, it seems like now maybe the editorial is just letting the creators just be like, do weird whatever the fuck shit they want. This is kind of like maybe Groundhog Day-ish, you know, spoiler. You find that out in the first page or two. Nunsploitation, not based in Christian Pilled at all. And then there's a preview for Vampirates, which seemed not quite my thing. At first I was like, man, pirate stuff and vampire stuff was done better, or especially horror pirate stuff was done better in like Requiem. But then when they got to the end of this preview though, with the this weird marriage, these characters seemed okay. I'm not really gonna be looking for these, but it looks like I won't like hate on it outright. This cover for Hello Darkness here looks pretty good too. Like I said, maybe this section is boring talking about new releases. This is a maybe, a little better than a maybe. But like I said, it's just kind of like, yeah, just put it on the background and tune out like the interview section of a late night talk show or something. Maybe we'll see, man. I will say though that this Cyberpunk, this is a keeper so far. Kill Switch #2. One thing I'm appreciating is when stuff is like not predictable and it's just pretty solid and like I'm still invested. So yeah, totally like biting Scarlett Johansson, the Ghost in the Shell movie. This might be what's his name, Tiggs or whatever. Who's that dude from like Sons of Anarchy and shit? That guy's a pretty good actor. Yeah, and usually when you see somebody like blatantly biting like reference and stuff, it would be something derivative, you would think, right? But this isn't like derivative of typical cyberpunk stuff. It's just cool to get like a new cyberpunk story. And yeah, I don't know where this is going. Like I'm invested though, but I'm liking that it's not predictable for one thing, and it's suspenseful, and enough happens in each issue. There's like developments. You know what I'm saying? So, totally referenced on ScarJo. Yeah, so previously there's like the singularity, right? Where all like everybody's like linked up to the net. Kind of like in Ghost in the Shell again, where you're hooked up to the net to the point that like your consciousness can be like uploaded or downloaded. And what these people have done to like hack it is like they keep jumping in and out of bodies to jump into the next body, they have to kill the body that they're inhabiting. So each time this guy like ices himself, he wakes up in like the next person to go to like the next stage of like uncovering this thing. But you're finding out maybe it's not what it seems. There's a commonality between all these people that he maybe thought was like random. And yeah, heavy on like the, you know, the typical kind of like Sid Mead and Blade Runner art style, but it's totally like apt and capable. And yeah, it's not, like I said, it's like you would think with that heavy influence that it would be like kind of like a typical or like a imitation of things, but I'm liking that it's not predictable. I don't know what the fuck is gonna happen, so I'm gonna keep getting this. A keeper so far. It's looking like a pretty solid keeper unless it's just a bit. Okay, maybe just like a little bit more than a maybe for me for Mask #1. Got the Cedric Poulat cover, as well as this connecting one. Finally, one of the connecting Energon Universe ones. Just let me get them all. God, fuck, man. Why do I care? Okay, this is like all heavy expository dialogue, but also pretty good cartooning. Nice action sequence at the front. Some good, yeah, some pretty good action. There was one part here that I kind of liked. Oh, this is crazy. Fucking, that's gore, man. That's like nasty. So I don't know how dark it could get. I like this interrogation of what do you call it? Memories of Marv there in Sin City, dragging a guy on a vehicle. So a little bit cool there. This is nice. Like, it's nice that it's like a thicker issue too. Oh yeah, some cool twists and shit too. Not to spoil it, but you know, a little bit better than maybe. For me, like, unless you're like crazy into this stuff, you could find it in a bargain bin later. It was like entertaining enough for me to read, but not like a must read or anything. issue 1 of Olympus Saga Megalith 1 was like a must for me and like a highlight. This, again, issue number 2, seems a little bit more of like a transitionary kind of like stuff is like calm down and you're kind of like getting to the next development, which it's not like nothing happens in this or anything. It's just like not as like mind-blowing. It's not as like crazy punch you in the chest like excitement and action as the first one, but it's kind of like getting you to the next step. Like by the end you're kind of like, it's like a little bit of a moment to breathe. And yeah, again, Luis LaRosa's art is like pretty crazy. I almost wish there was like a little bit more of like a black line though that he would use, or maybe like a dark blue or something to define once in a while, because it kind of it almost has like, I'm nitpicking again and just being like criticizing, but like maybe it would just be a little more defined at times. It's like, it's fucking sick though, his art. But I mean, just like, if you were to be able to do this and like add to it, would you do such a thing? At times like this though, it's like pretty crazy, pretty groovy. Yeah, very capable. Yeah, again, it's kind of like a giant monster, kaiju, giant robot, mixing like maybe cosmic philosophy and horror, maybe, possibly. I guess we'll see. Yeah, and like horror elements too. Matt Kint and Luis LaRosa on board with this still. Sentry number 2. Actually, I think the final issue, number 4, just came out, but I didn't find number 3, only number 2 and 4. And I was so invested in this series that I still didn't read number 3. I want to get it. Previously, what was happening is that for every good use of his power, his shadow self, the Void, will do something beyond his control to like villainous and kind of evil, maybe to balance it out with like the same amount of force and power and intervention. But I kind of like it because Void is like, he's doing nasty shit, but he's like using it to torment Kingpin here. He's giving Kingpin Ebola and just fucking, his body is like fucking rotting and torment and shit. And they're like, yeah, don't let anybody know about this. All the private doctors and medical staff and stuff are like, we can't let anybody know that our boy's in trouble. But yeah, the almost the main person, there's something going on with this a threat against the world, this crystalline kind of virus or something too, fucking shit up, taking over the Hulk. But the main thing to worry about is that Sentry's dog is dying, has terminal cancer, and he doesn't know what to do. He's kind of resigned himself to not use his powers to help the dog because he doesn't know what Void would do to get it back. I want to see what it'll do. I imagine it'll be like integrating the shadow self, the Jungian thing, right? Man, it's pretty wild here when Hulk has calmed down here. Yeah, touching, man. Paul Jenkins, good writer. Hulk is happy to see Golden Man, and Woof Woof can play. Oh, Woof Woof is sad? No, not sad. Is sick? Yes. He looks back at the dog. Is die? Yes, I'm afraid so. Hulk says, oh, is goodbye. It's fucking touching shit, man. He's going to miss you, pal. He loves you very much. I can't, yeah, this fucking, getting at me, man. So yeah, I want to find number 3 or 4. The art is like pretty nice and kind of darkish too. Christian Rosado. Is this the final issue? I don't even want to look at the end if there's spoilers. Okay, Tanker, this is like probably one of my favorite reads of the month. This is like a definite keeper so far. Tankers vs. Ancient Aliens #1. Robert Venditti, Thomas Giorello, Trevor Hairsine, and Kenny Wong. This is the Luis LaRosa cover, I think. Yeah, this is bombastic ass fun action sci-fi. This is nuts. If I was trying to explain this, I would just sound like a fucking sicko. You want to see fucking dinosaurs getting massacred. Like, what the fuck? Okay, this guy's face, man, it reminds me of Jorge Zafino kind of face drawing too. Anywho, but yeah, you want to see saber-toothed tigers getting demolished by a fucking like shrapnel grenades and stuff. You want to see surface-to-air barrages of surface-to-air missiles taking out giant sky-blackening flocks of pterodactyls. You'll see it in here, dude. Do you want to see that? You know, you sound like a sicko. I just mean like it's just a comic book. It's not like it's not like you love seeing animals suffer. It's just like crazy. But you know that. Okay, so the deal is, right, that they went back in time to alter the course of the comet, to not kill the dinosaurs as quickly because they wanted more oil. They wanted to like corner the market on more oil and shit. But what happened when they got back is that they like evolved differently, and they're like more intelligent and shit and more vicious, and they're like still around. They shouldn't be alive and like overtaking the planet, but they kind of have. Pretty funny. Like, if you can get with that, if you can like jive with that, then you can understand like just the like, it's not like zany, it's actually like crazy like dark action, and people fucking like I said, they might, you'd be like, okay, cool, this guy, I like this guy, then just whoop, he's gone, he's fucking toast, he's dead. This crazy fucking like those giant ass sharks that look like they're looking like circular saw lips and shit. Like, what the fuck? Remember? Yeah, this is like a hoot, man. This is like super fun. Super fun. We'll see how it goes. Got this Tankers vs. Ancient Aliens. The what is it called? Old Masters. There was another one too with the, what's it called? The Mayan guy. Or is it Gilgamesh? No, I think it's Mayan, right? But anyways, no, fucking, I forget. Anyways, that one didn't come in, unfortunately. But got this one here. Guan rock painting. Some theorize these star people were in fact ancient astronauts, circa 17,000 years old. We'll see what happens. I guess maybe there's supposed to be something with like these other worldly or whatever fucking beings come into the story, but that hasn't happened yet. I don't think that's a spoiler. That's in like the solicitation synopsis, right? Okay, this just sort of kind of so on this, but it has its moments. Tigress Island number 4. Like I said, that's kind of like exploitation, jungle, women's prison movie kind of thing, where you kind of watch it for the gratuity, but then you get invested and say like, oh, they're actual people and they have agency and personalities and stuff. Okay. But you're not disappointed. Actually, it's like pretty fun, man. I'm kind of joking around. Yeah, you get into it. All these characters like are pretty enjoyable, and like I don't really want to see harm come to them, but again, with the unpredictability, which I always appreciate, is like, oh shit, you know, there might be some moments where like there's developments, or yeah, not predictable. Here's the nude cover. Covered up the naughty bits, so I think there's only one issue left of this. Looking forward to it. Here's the Brandon Graham wraparound cover. I think I'm okay to show that. Let's go with, now we're on to finals. Okay, here we are again. Oh yeah, about 1 hour 15. That's pretty good. The what do you call it? Soft, like hardbound stuff, or square-bound stuff rather. Oh yeah, you know what? I forgot. There's that big piece de resistance. So maybe it'll be over 1 hour and 15, but we'll have to take a couple moments for that. Anyways, got a second copy of Blubber because it's too insanely hilarious. This is like non-stop hysterical, like crying in pain, laughing, because it's just insanely insane. So I had to get another copy just for like, I'll maybe make $1 or $2 when I sell it to somebody. Blubber, Gilbert Hernandez. One of the funniest things I've ever read, but only if you're demented. If you're on the fence, maybe like, you know, find some kind of means to flip through it. Okay, one of my favorite crime suspense stories of last year. This trade paperback finally came out. It's like 6 months later. David and Maria Lapham. How do we fix the glare? There we go. Man, it looks so different on camera than it does in person. My bad. Thanks for bearing with me. Yeah. I don't like, okay, my favorite by them is still Lodger, or like Murder Me Dead, or Stray Bullets, but like everything's kind of different. Like this is like more like a movie, or a couple movies. Like a really good one still. My favorite's still Lodger though, but it's completely different. Different vibe, different kind of thing. This is still sick. Just packed with like interesting characters and stuff, and like show not tell. Yeah. So I'll be rereading this. I could probably reread this like 3 or 4 times. Whereas Lodger, I could probably read it like a bunch. 5 or more. Tanker's the first trade paperback, first storyline. I haven't ever read this because I never saw issues anywhere. I only got one issue like in a mystery box at one point. But yeah, it looked pretty good. So that's why I checked out that new series. Luckily, I could just jump on for that new series. Probably can. I think I mistakenly thought it was like La Rosa or something on this, but it's actually a Juan Jose rip. Again, that kind of look though of like there's no really solid line outlining stuff. Like I don't, it would be overdoing it to use black, right? But if they were to use like from the color palette, you know how those view that are, you know, mixed colors and stuff, you can kind of get close to black. Like a lot of times people say don't actually use black with painting. You like mix like your pure dark blue and cyan magenta or whatever, right? To kind of get something similar, rather. Like they could be like doing that. I would like that probably if they're like using the palette, just the darkest colors from the palette to kind of outline it a little bit, and maybe use like thickness of line to define it more. But I'm hating. Again, just nitpicking. This the one issue that I read was like super fun. So, and like I said, the new series is like fun as hell too. So it's probably a recommend, but you know, I can't say it without reading it. Okay, here's the pièce de résistance, man. You probably saw this if you were looking at the beginning. This probably released actually like a while ago, maybe this year though, but it's the Ghost in the Shell Legacy Edition, like a deluxe set. Sure, I'll mess money. And like, what's all this stuff? What's in here? What's in here? This is like number 1, 1.5, and 2. It says, so I didn't even realize, uncut manga, 11 deluxe posters and more, and advisory explicit content. The expurgated, the abridged scenes. Shout out to, I knew a girl who printed those sex scenes on a shirt, and she would wear it all the time and like never wash it. God, I love her. Wherever she is. Okay, let's check this out. I gotta be careful here. I'm so nervous. I'm like, can't wait to open this. I gotta be careful though, and I gotta be careful not to show. I will not show you those scenes. I would get in a lot of trouble. But yeah, even Shirao, he didn't want those like that scene or two. I think there's another scene in book 2, right? Somewhere. Not to be but yeah, I won't show those. But I think let's just see what's in here. This must be like the extra stuff, which is like, check it out, it's so thick actually. Thick boy. Let's see, man. Oh, all these Fuchikoma stickers. See, like, is it gonna be like, okay, I better not actually use the stickers in case in 50 years it'll add like $20 to the I would think rather like I should just think about this as a Japanese fan would, and just like actually use the stickers and not care. But the Tachikomas and Fuchikomas never were like my favorite part. It's kind of almost like a little joke or something. Oh, poster collection. Oh, this smell. Oh yeah. Okay, I'm trying to be careful. Let's see these. I don't imagine that these have like nudity on them. Oh, the smell. It smells good. I wouldn't mind if my whole house smelled like that, man. Just smell like new Ghost in the Shell Deluxe Edition. Okay, let's be careful here, man. I'm like not used to doing this in front of a camera though. Should I pause? I think I will. One moment. Yeah, this calls for the scalpel. Using the... Let's be like a real otaku here. Crap, you know what? I need better light. Fuck it. I just want to like cut the actual tape, I guess, rather. I'm so... Man, the scalpel is like not as sharp as it used to be. Probably been using the same scalpel for like super long. $11 posters? Whoa. That's pretty groovy. This is art I've never seen before. Because I have some Shirao poster sets. Luckily I bought them back in the day before they blew up. I shouldn't keep them in the fucking those posters up in the garage though. Oh, okay, this is like previously used though. Aw, man, I used to fucking buy those Ghost in the Shell issues when they were coming out and then like cut them up for like posters and pinups. I wish I still had them. Exactly, it would be like some good money. Oh well, you got the enjoyment out of them when you were a kid though. Oh, this one's pretty nice too. Remember those bootleg like scrolls at like the mall, like weird kiosks and stuff? Let's take a look at these. Why not, right? What am I gonna do with these? These look like they're smaller than 11 by 17. We're just about there. These are pretty nice. They smell so good. You don't mind, do you? I think this is... I wonder if they have extra back matter in the... Okay, this one is... So that was 4. Let's open this next one. This is when it would be good to be doing like a live thing, right? It's a little downtime at moments. I gotta be being careful here. Use a scalpel like an otaku. Oh, a little bit of commentary, release dates. What the heck? PM? This is like the time of day. Cyberdelics. Okay, I have this poster in like a bigger size already. This came in like the poster set. Let's keep going. Oh, it is nice too. This is previously released and they had like wall scrolls of this too. So I guess that first batch was like kind of metallic. These ones are not so far. Oh, this one, no, this one is. That's cool. Yeah, one of my favorite franchises of sci-fi or cyberpunk for sure. It's pretty fucking solid. They're gonna have a new season coming out too. Even that last season of Ghost in the Shell 2045 was like sick. And it's so... I like how it's like not in your face. They're never like... The antagonists are so weird. They're like transhuman, but they're like not synthetic. Like there's no synthetic parts to them at all. It's fucking... Where the hell is that story gonna go, man? They're like super powerful and shit. Yeah, I can't wait for the next series to come out. Okay, last little batch of posters here. I'm gonna look at these and then I might pause and look through the books quickly to see if there's any extra material or back matter. Why not? Because this is a pretty expensive little set. Oh man, I gotta be careful. Be fucking careful here. Yeah. So, not gonna just see this stuff, be able to flip through it at the bookstore or anything. Unrolling posters ASMR. Okay, this is a, oh cool, I like this, these weird like metallic, this is interesting printing, man. There's a weird like layers and stuff. Like they had to print like these stripes, or I don't know, it's weird. Oh, my aching freaking back from punching over this. Oh, I have this poster in bigger size. It seems like the one I have might be more like defined too. This seems almost like a little blurry. Oops, sorry about that. Hit my ghetto ass gimbal. You guys feel like, how come you didn't get that gimbal you were talking about yet? Because I got this instead. This came in. That is why. Cool. Another metallic effect. These are nice, man. Yeah, I like it. Yeah, it seems like spot foil is always better than full foil, hey? Damn, son. I just don't even have enough room to put up all these posters. Oh, I miss being a youth and being like poster every fucking existing surface. Like this desk used to be covered in like stuff I cut out of Wizard magazines over like years and stuff. I should have kept it like that probably, but okay, you know what? I'm gonna pause and see if there's more back matter. All right, friends, I'm back from time traveling world of the pause button. And yeah, there was no back matter. There is like afterwards, but no like extra materials or anything, which is a little bit disappointing. But I mean, I don't know where you would find that stuff necessarily. So just flipping through this, the final, like, this is kind of like fully digitally painted, this last series, but I'm right. Yeah, the comic shop owner today was telling me that all this smut is like boring, but maybe he was talking about Intron Depot. I've been collecting all that stuff: Galhound, Hellhound, Greaseberries, pieces for like, sorry about that, like years, and it's not boring. But anyways, to stick to the matter at hand, that stuff's nuts. But anyway, yeah, pretty awesome. This is gonna be fucking nuts, man. I already have like some of these in different iterations, but not these. The set, and again, like with the abridged, like there was the explicit couple pages in the first series, right, that Shirao even said he never wanted like reprinted and recollected. He said it like kind of like maybe took away or like didn't belong in there and just like keep it out, but now it's back. So did he change his mind? I never thought it was like a big deal. I never thought it like took away from stuff. It kind of just adds to, because she is kind of like a, I don't know, she is like, she does like kind of relish existence, even though she never had like a physical body before. Like she was born, right, with like only like a transported, her brain had to be like put into a synthetic body all her life and just put into like artificially age older quote unquote models and such. Okay, thanks guys for watching. Always happy to hear from you. Anything you want to talk about. And we'll be back again. Shit, man, I want to like these next little while. I ordered like a lot of like new releases and stuff, but I keep thinking I shouldn't. It's just I have to like pre-order, and it's one of those things like shopping online where you're like, maybe your eyes are bigger than your stomach, right? I kind of would like to get more like art books and weird stuff, and like It's just the stupid tariffs and shit, so unfortunately. But anyways, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed, and hope you find awesome stuff out there. Peace. Hear from you.